Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for One Piece chapter 991. When we last left our heroes, we got a little bit of the fight on the rooftop, as Inuarashi and Nekomamushi both went into their Sulong form to fight Jack. Beyond that, we had a little bit of the Alliance fighting the various numbers, but the crux of the chapter came from X Drake, of all people, who was outed as a traitor. The Beast Pirates don't yet know why. They've not put together that he's a Marine, but they do know that he is the one who freed Law many chapters ago. That was a while ago. And so Queen and Who's Who tried to kill Drake. He got away, sliced up another member of the Numbers, and requested to join Luffy's alliance. So all that being said, let's jump right on into chapter 991, Let Us Die. On our picture here is Pound giving a hug to Chief and Lola as he cries. Gang Bij's Oh My Family, Volume 35. After 26 years of pleading, his first hug as a father. Okay, so I've been pretty skeptical on Pound surviving his decapitation, because that was one of the highest marks of the whole cake arc. But getting to see this hug is so pure and so wonderful, and I love it so much. And we have Bij and Chifon's kid just like standing off to the side, observing. The kid is very ecstatic over this. It's just a grand old time. But we open on basically where we left off last chapter, after Drake and Luffy have their mutual beating up one of the Numbers. As the dust settles, we hear from the crowd, "That's Drake from the Tobiropo. He's the one who was rampaging the flower capital recently." Drake? But why is he attacking the Numbers? And Drake and Luffy, I think that's Luffy and Drake, given that they're very tiny, and I'm using the form on Shueisha's manga reader. It's kind of hard to see small things. So I think it's Drake and Luffy just stare at each other. One of the guys with Hyogoro says, "I could have sworn he just looked like a dinosaur. He must be one of their officers." This is Hyogoro. Strange. And then I think this is Page One. I think of Ulti and Page One, I think the guy is Page One and the woman is Ulti, if I'm not mistaken. Whichever one he is, he says, "Hey Drake, why would you take out one of the Numbers?" And Drake kinda catches his breath and flashes back to Kobe. "The thing about Luffy is, when he's a friend, he's so close to you, but when he's an enemy, he's completely out of reach. That's the kind of person he is." And Drake just looks at Kobe. What does that mean? Luffy has this power that pulls people in toward him. Huh? Back in the present, Luffy still looks at Drake. "I know you. And you want to defeat Kaido, huh? I cannot tell you the reason why, but our goals are aligned." And Zoro jumps in, obviously mistrusting of Drake. "Don't go pulling any stupid crap the last hour like this. Luffy, this guy sank to being under Kaido's wing, just like Hawkins." And Drake shouts in response, "I've been flushed out of that position. And you think we're your next shelter?" And then Franky from the Franky Zord calls out, I don't trust it. Sorry, I accidentally saw the next panel on accident, and it's very funny. "I don't trust a guy who turns his coat that easy." And Jinbei also is against this. "Stay away from Luffy, X Drake. Even in the pirates' world, there is a code of honor." Luffy turns back to the crew, the thing I saw earlier. "Sure, he can be on our side." And Franky snaps, "No, he can't." And I think that's Zoro. Zoro says no, he can't. And Franky snaps, "Shut up, Captain, you moron." And Hyogoro stops their bickering. "Hurry, Straw Hat, into the castle." And Drake, no. So it's a panel of Drake, but I think it's Ulti or Page One. So everyone is the man. Again, still not sure. "I should have figured. That guy in the straw hat. Seems like he's the boss of all these pirates. And who I think is Ulti, is the woman, actually. And Ulti says, it's him again. And then all of I think these are the samurai, surround Ulti and Page One. Keep those two away from Straw Hat. But Page One, I think, the man, transforms into his dinosaur form. Ulti does not, it looks like. She just kind of goes at it. But they, attack the samurai. Move it, samurai! Ah! And Luffy sees them. It's those two again. And Sanji sees them too. The dinosaur from the flower capital. And who's the cutie? Oh boy, don't get distracted, Sanji. And Page One, I keep deciding which one I think is which, and I keep forgetting as soon as I say it. But I think it's Page One. The dinosaur lunges for Luffy. You'll never get another chance to see Kaido, Straw Hat. But just then he's interrupted with Special Attack, Green Star, Skull Blast Grass. Is Usopp finally doing something? Eek! Pei! Who did that? So yeah, I was right. Page One is the man, Ulti is the woman. And she turns it back and sees Nami. I'm Nami. My favorite kind of pest control is getting rid of lizards. I hope you're ready for this. But Nami's mouth is not moving, and she's a little confused because, in case the attack did not make it obvious, Usopp is hiding behind her. Nami snaps around. Stop hiding behind me! And she whacks at Usopp. You know what I'll do to you? It's that. Oh no, this is still Usopp pretending to be Nami. And Ulti calls out, "It's that woman! She did it! I'll spray you with Repticide!" And Nami, realizing the battle's already begun, so she may as well go in. That wasn't me talking, but whatever, the battle's already started. Come on. And she turns tail and runs. Do your worst. And Usopp runs with her. Hey, your words don't match your actions. You're one to talk. And Page One snarls at them. There'll be no escape for you. And Ulti is like, wide-eyed, fuming. Vengeance for Pei. And Sanji calls after Usopp. Usopp, I'm counting on you to keep Nami safe for me. And then he turns back to Luffy. Let's hurry, Luffy. We gotta catch up to Kinemon. Yeah. And then he sees someone. Hey, Sanji, cover your ears. Because Apoo is here. Slash! And he does his sonic boom attack. Take a listen to my fighting music. So you learned, huh? But it's a lot harder to fight in silence than you think. And then we see the numbers all around them. He calls to a few of the numbers. Jockey, Goki, Juki. And we see there are three of the defeated numbers. That I guess Luffy and Drake, I suppose, already beat up. You make a pathetic sight right now. The 10 of you have laid waste to countless towns together. You can't get clobbered while you're drunk at a party. That's not funny. Hey, Haccha, have you sobered up yet? And we see what I think is the first member of the numbers we saw, and the only one wearing distinctive clothes, who has lifted another member of the numbers over his head. Excuse me. So yeah, Haccha, Haccha-cha-cha. And Apoo tells him, you gotta teach these people what happens when ancient giants really let it rip. Some of the samurai are listening into all this. What is that? What is that, man? Some kind of animal trainer? Look, it's using its friend as a weapon. What brute strength. This looks bad. And Luffy is just like, he sees an enemy and he goes towards it. I'll get that guy. And Sanji stops him. No, Luffy, don't stop. There's no end of them. Grr, fine. I'm glad Sanji calls out what's kind of been my problem with the raid that I brought up over and over again, is that there's just so many characters here. It's kind of hard to keep track of them all. This chapter's done a better job than some of the chapters in just like keeping us very, very focused with the Straw Hats. There's a lot of villains that keep popping up, but we have our core group of heroes that we're sticking with for the entire chapter so far. There's still, a few pages left to, like the back half of the chapter to get sidetracked with something, but so far it's very clearly been focused on Luffy and his push towards Kaido. But anyway, also, as Franky points out, there's 10 of them? I don't have enough cola for this. So what we also find out from Apoo is that there are 10 numbers. And admittedly, they're not exactly, like, characters in any real sense. But that's just something to keep note of. And Jinbei responds, anything can be a menace with enough numbers. And Haccha, we see, like, hearts in his eyes as he looks at Franky. Listen to me, Franky. Run straight out of this dome. Huh? If that big one fights in here much longer, the samurai won't last. And Haccha already starts chasing Franky? You think General Franky's a toy? I'll make you regret ever feeling that way. It looks like Haccha, like the heart that appears over Haccha. Is Haccha attracted to the General Franky robot? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, Haccha's chasing Franky. And then we cut back to Drake versus Zoro. At the very least, your victory serves my purposes. And so they're still clashing, Drake's axes and Zoro's swords. And Drake asks Zoro, how does that suit you? You seem honest, but you're still hiding where you stand. And just then, the two of them kind of distracted with Apoo's continuing his singing. I'm gonna call more of the numbers. Hey guys, sober up and get out here. The two of them join forces for a moment to whack the shit out of Apoo. Don't go making things worse. Whoa! Yo, Drake, I heard about you. Now you're gonna leech off that tiny little pirate crew? I don't really have anything to say here. I thought I had something to say, and I very much did not. But Apoo is, under kind of the same impression that I think it was Franky who brought up the idea of now you're just going to shelter under us. Oh, no, that was Zoro who first had that thought. Which, is kind of basically everyone's thoughts on Drake. Because I don't think anyone could predict that he's a Marine. But anyway, Drake responds, I've always hated that guy. I'm gonna destroy him, but not for you. And Zoro agrees. Seems like we have the same idea. Let's team up. Apoo is shocked. What? So that kind of solves that issue. They're not going to be fighting right now if they have a common enemy in Apoo. And then we cut to, I'm trying to see what's going on here. On page 12, I think that's the same location with Zoro and Drake getting shot at by something as they hear from a higher balcony, "Oh, Drake!" And it's Queen with a machine gun. "Don't think you can just waltz out of here, you traitor. No, make that spy." And some of the samurai are holding on to their injured brethren who've been shot. "Hey, you're going to be all right." It hurts. But Zoro and Drake are both fine. And Zoro comments, "That was a weird weapon." And Drake calls up, "Did you really think you could kill me with that?" And then he's confused for a moment. "Unless these bullets." And then we come up to the top of the Skull Dome, where one of Jack's tusks has been cut off. That's a good sign. That's a good start. I don't know how much damage losing a tusk does, but if that's one of his attacking things, then yeah, that's a good move. Anyway, just then Kaido interrupts that battle that we haven't really gotten to see at all, which has kind of been one of my issues with the raid. Is too much has kind of been cut, just been not shown. But anyway, Kaido interrupts the battle that we had not gotten to see. "That's enough." And Kinemon puts his hand on his sword hilt. "Kaido, Jack is one of my hand-picked lead performers. I will not stand back and watch as one of my most valued men is killed." And Jack is on the ground, beat up. I have failed you, Master Kaido. No, this does not make you weak. They're just that strong. And we see Inuarashi and Nekomamushi in their Sulong forms in all their glory. I really wish we had gotten to see them in action, and hopefully we still will. But I'm more than a little disappointed that it got cut. Their battle with Jack got cut for time. Yeah, that's my issue with most of One Piece. That's my big issue with One Piece in this part of the arc, as I've said over and over again. But it keeps happening, so I keep bringing it up. It's not as bad as like Kanjuro dying off page, but it is not great. And we see Jack lying on the ground. Their Sulong power has caused us grievous losses, and we see all of a whole bunch of Kaido's soldiers just lying on the ground defeated. But you did well to keep the Sulongs in check. Have your wounds tended to. You've done enough. And I think this is Kinemon here. We are grateful to the Mink Warriors. But Kaido just kind of ignores him. Row. Now run, tire, and perish. I am eager to see how many of these you can evade. Blast breath! And he, shoots fire at the Scabbards. It never even occurred to me. This is Kinemon jumping up, drawing his blade. Foxfire style. Flame rend! And he cuts the flame in half. And it completely avoids all of the Scabbards. And Kaido looks on in shock. And Denjiro, is that his name? Right? Denjiro responds, run? Don't make me laugh. And Raizo picks it up. We're tired of running. Tired of hiding. And Ashuramaru comes in next. Just let us die. As Lord Odin's samurai. And Kawamatsu finishes it off. Once we've taken your head, that is. And Kaido looks at them, shocked. Next chapter hits October 4th. So yeah. That's chapter 991. And it's just a lot of fun. It's a really fun chapter. It's a little scattered just for the sheer volume of enemies on Onigashima right now. And given how unwilling this arc has been to settle on big fights, I would normally say this chapter is setting up what the big fights are going to be for the rest of the arc. We have Usopp and Nami versus Ulti and Page One. We have maybe Sanji versus Apoo as Luffy goes to join the fight with Kaido. Oh no! It's how did I already forget that? It's Drake and Zoro versus Apoo, while Sanji and Luffy go on ahead. Franky versus Haccha, and maybe Jinbei also in that fight. And then also Queen is involved. Also, we don't know what happened to Apoo after Queen's machine gun attack. So there's still some mystery as to how the big fights of the arc are going to shake out. But it's just a lot of fun. It's seeing, everyone's reactions to Drake. Luffy's story can be on our side is expected, but it's a gag that never gets old. Like Luffy being fully trusting of every single person on the planet is the greatest One Piece gag of all time, and I will die on that hill. But yeah, the part inside the dome is good fun. And then we get to the rooftop. And my problem with the rooftop scene, I've already made perfectly clear, is that we don't get enough of it. It's hardly damning criticism of, I wish we got to see more of this. But it's kind of becoming it's long since become a recurring problem of the raid, is it feels like there's just large chunks of the story missing. And maybe it's being specifically designed with the intent for the anime to stretch it out more. That's certainly a possibility that's run through my mind. Though I'm manga only, so it's kind of, I don't really know exactly if that's the kind of thing the anime is doing right now. Um, but the part we get is fun. Jack and his forces have been defeated. I, again, wish we got to see it, but now that it's done, we get the actual fight with Kaido. Or at least the first part of it. I mean, sure, Luffy will eventually step in, and maybe Luffy will be the one to beat Kaido once and for all. Part of me does really want it to be Kinemon and the rest of the Scabbards. I feel like they're the ones with skin in the game. They're the ones who have been dealing with this threat for 20 years. Kaido is their enemy. But yeah, I can't imagine Oda will skip the Scabbards versus Kaido. Um, that would just be a bridge too far. But yeah, all that being said, this was a fun chapter. I have my issues with it that have made perfectly clear over the past several months. The issues I have with the raid are continuing to be there. But what we get is fun. What we get is great. This chapter is just a lot of fun. So that's all I have to say for this video. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!